everybody, my name is Dalton. Welcome back to another episode of Garage 99. This is going to be a very special episode. We're in a 1965 Mustang. Let's just throw it back to pretty much when my parents were born, just right in the middle of both of them being born. There's so much to talk about this car, so let's just go ahead and see what this 289 200 horsepower engine sounds like. The whole car shakes just as it should. And we're just going to have a safe, lovely driving experience. That's all there is to it. Wow, what a beautiful beast. This thing feels like a beast. But look at this little, I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, I have a rubber band sized steering wheel here. This is fantastic. What an amazing experience. I gotta be really careful bringing this thing out. So this is a 1965 notchback. I don't know if they even made a fastback back in the day. This is a fully restored car, and it is breathtaking inside of here. The dashboard has all of the original people who built it signed the dashboard, and it's been fully kept safe and everything, so this is going to be something. Oh, it does have a radio. It looks like it might have been like a modernized radio of some sort, but we are going to be very careful and we're going to be very nice to this car. So right off the bat, steering is actually very tight. Everything is mechanical in this except for the radio. It does only have 61,000 miles on it. That's pretty low. It's a 3-speed automatic transmission. I'm not even sure if I want to take this on the freeway, but here we go. Traffic's not too bad. We're just going to sit in the right lane. We're just going to enjoy the drive. So the outside of this car is all black, and the inside is, as you can see, it is all red with the white leather top, and it does contrast pretty well. There's some silvers, there's some blacks in here. Well, I'm going to be honest, this thing's pretty cool, but it is not a very good vehicle to take on the freeway. Maybe we'll just talk more when we get off the freeway. It does have really good brakes. Now that we're coming to a stop here, I absolutely love the steering wheel on this thing. It's such a small steering wheel that you grab your hand on the other side. Brakes are nice and firm. It does have an oil pressure gauge. It looks like it's reading nice and well. This is a great driving, cruising vehicle. Definitely not a freeway vehicle. So it's a little unfortunate that most of our drive is going to be on the freeway, but we will be bringing it back to the park, and I'll be talking about it and going through it nice in detail. This is a pretty cool car though. It just makes you happy getting into it. It's not like, it's like a typical Sunday driver. You can get into it, go cruising, and just not have a destination or not go anywhere fast, just enjoy the ride. Okay. Nothing too crazy. It has power, but it is, again, a very, very heavy vehicle. And this, back in the 1960s, this was just a pony car. It just had a V8, just like everything else, and it was just made to have fun in. It didn't have a lot of power and it weighed a ton, so it wasn't very fast. It was just a fun cruiser. The metal inserts on the steering wheel are so cool. It reminds you of that typical three-spoke design that you would see on rims of the old classics as well. I haven't actually looked at the outside of this very much because it was parked with a bunch of older vehicles. There's a lot of body roll when you're driving it on the freeway. It's pretty windy out today though, that could have a lot to do with it. You do have, just how big this steering wheel is though, it's probably a 400 millimeter, if not more, steering wheel. I would say even like 450. I drive with a 330 millimeter steering wheel on my Miata. Very little input to keep it in the middle of the road. Luckily there's nobody around me in the freeway right now, otherwise they would be going around me. I'm doing 60 because that's about as fast as I want to go in this vehicle. But 60 back then was pretty quick. There was no 70-mile-an-hour speed limits. Most of your freeways or highways would be 50, 55. There is really, really good headroom in here. I'm 6'2". I have the seat all the way back, which isn't very far. You have tons of room though. It's not like you're getting into this vehicle and you're cramped. The rearview mirror is nice. It has a very little bezel, a very small bezel around the outside of it. It gives you a lot of mirror without obstructing a lot of your other views. Turn signals and everything work nice and well. Everything is machined metal or aluminum. It's all chrome. It's very 60s diner look to it because that's the only thing you can really compare it to. with all the modern technology we have. This vehicle is 55 years old now. You have these tiny, tiny little mirrors on the sides that work just well enough. They have a little bit of a concavity. Very beautiful, very elegantly made. This is, I'm absolutely loving the design of this vehicle. You got red carpet everywhere, you got your red leather seats. You have the little quarter windows that you turn and you can pop out. I don't know if you can see it right here. And then you've got these beautiful body lines that you stare out onto the hood, which really give you a nice sensation that everything just keeps you right where you want it to be, which is back in the 60s. And this isn't a fastback, this is just the notchback, so you don't have that long sloped back end. However, there is absolutely no sacrifice for headroom in the back seats. Alright, would you just listen to that thing on idle? That thing sounds so good. So this is a 1965 Mustang. Would you look at how the presence of this thing is as she sits? This is such an amazing car. You have your 289 badge up front. You got those awesome covered steely wheels, or those original wheels with, like I was saying, that 3-spoke center cover. Man, this thing is so sharp. I love this car. Just the subtle design of it. It's got that typical 60s. It kind of looks almost menacing with all the black and the silver that it has. And then you've got the perfect offset red interior. Typical Ford front end. Cruising Woodward front plate. I love that. You got your orange turn signals in the front. Your old OG Mustang symbols. Beautiful, beautiful car. And then when you get in, look at this. You got all this beautiful red interior. You don't even need to move the seat up. You just get in behind the seat. I'm 6'2", and I mean, I have a hat on and everything, and I'm pretty tall, but I fit in here okay. I could totally sit back here. However, there's no AC, so I probably don't want to sit back here without the windows open and whatnot. But you actually do have crank windows in the back seats. That is super cool. That's to put these little windows down. So these are the signatures of the original builders of this specific car. That is very cool. I have no idea how they got that or how they found these people. They must have found them recently and had them sign this, because those are only a couple-year-old signatures. That's so cool though. So much beautiful red interior though. This car is amazing. You got these awesome typical Mustang rear fender vents. Those were originally created to ventilate air into the brakes and the tires to cool them off. Look at this steering wheel. I'm not kidding you when I tell you how freaking big it is. I mean, here's my hand in the middle of this wheel. This is a huge wheel, very cool looking. It's some sort of very, very hard, maybe metal covered by rubber, but it is such a stiff wheel when you're driving it. It's a nice feeling. It's got all those little ribs behind it, give you a nice grip no matter where you're grabbing it from. You got these cool handles to release the door. You have cranks. Everything is chrome and red in here. You got this little oil pressure gauge that looks aftermarket, all the original gauges, little radio here, and you've got your shifter. You've got the 3 gears, 1, 2, and 3, I believe, if you keep it the top one. It's just your typical drive, but you can drop the gears and make a little more noise if you'd like to. You got this awesome mirror back here. And yeah, this is what you get to look at. I mean, this is how you look when you drive this thing. You got a couple cup holders here. Yeah, you got an opening center console in here too. I don't know if that's original or not. Very cool. But yeah, this is everything. It does have 60,000 miles, and it is available for Monicatti, guys. This car is available and for sale. If you want this thing before winter, better hurry up, because this is a beautiful, amazing vehicle. It drives very well. Like I said, you can get it on the freeway. I don't see somebody putting this on the freeway. They're probably going to pick it up in a trailer and bring it home because it wants to go home with them. You got the wiper, the lights, you got a lighter over there. You have your heat, your temperature, your, oh man, that looks like a ashtray. All right. Oh, look at that hood. See, you know, 1960s, they still have hood struts, no props. That looks so cool under here. I was not expecting this. You got this beautiful radiator cover here, all aluminum with the shroud and everything. You got these awesome coil covers in red. You've got this pretty cool cross-section bar and polished and everything. Everything's polished in red. It looks very cool, kind of fits the whole theme of the car. I wasn't expecting this car to be this beautiful. This is really cool. You got the Ford Racing valve covers and everything. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Huge shout out to Monicatti Auto Sales, located up there in New Baltimore, New Haven area, just off of 94 and New Haven Road. This is the car to have. Would you look at that thing? It is beautiful. Just the amount of presence it gives just sitting here. It says muscle car, sports car, classic. It says everything you'd ever want. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out and keep turning those gears. Subscribe, like, and comment. I would appreciate it. Thank you. See ya. Bye.